Welcome to the partypoker.net World Open 4. The final table is so close you can almost smell the money. And for the 3 who came through last week, they can lounge in their leisure chairs knowing that tonight, for the 7 who sit down, the pressure is on. And who among them can answer in the affirmative when the question is asked, are you willing to risk it all in order to go to the final with chips? Let's have a look at who's at the table. Ryan Fronda is in form with a big result in Ireland, but still looking to make his first TV mark.
Last time I played these types of formats, I've been exceptionally unlucky and I swore I'd never come back, so I don't know what I'm doing sitting here, but we'll find out.
The gentleman, Liam Flood, is one of the prime exponents of this format. The Irishman's in flying form and runner-up in the World Open a few years ago. He'll be looking to go one better this time round.
I like to win the first hand that I play in. No matter what hand it is that I participate in first, I need to win it.
Rumit Somaiya has been on the stage for a couple years, but is still looking to break on through to the big time. First time in the semifinals in this format, and he has high hopes that this could be his time.
The lineup today is just amazing. I know all these guys very well. They're all top professional poker players, and it's been said out there that this could easily be the final table.
They don't come any better or more dangerous than Marty Smith. The Irishman won the Irish Open just last year and is also a Poker Million runner-up, and his confidence is on a flying high.
Kind of a very logical thinker, I suppose. I like, thinking my way through problems, which is kind of what poker's about.
Simon Zack is part of that Blackpool poker mob. He has had great results in this format and made the final table in the UK Open 3. He isn't scared of going all in with nothing.
To win a tournament like this is obviously fantastic. I've played 8 or 9 of them now and made one final, and it's time that I should be winning one really. Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
Mr. Cool, Marc Goodwin from Birmingham. His biggest poker win was $375,000, and he took 3rd place at the Monte Carlo Millions. His most feared opponent is his wife. Luckily, she isn't at the table tonight.
I've just seen the list of names. Wow, it's like a who's who, isn't it? It's crazy. But it's going to be really tough.
The man with one of the biggest fan bases in the Eastern Hemisphere, Andy Greekfish. First time in a semifinal this format, and he's fired up to make it count.
There's 3 places basically will go through to the final. 7 of us start. There's going to be 4 unhappy. I've just got to make sure I'm not one of the unhappy ones.
Chips, you know them like the back of your hand.
Goodwin
Yellow's worth
wins
1,000, blues are 2, reds 5K apiece. Each player starting with 100, but we're 7-handed. That puts 700K in play, all of which are going to that final table. Joined by the top British player of the moment, man in form, Scally, Jonathan Kalmar. And just about everybody here, Scally.
I know you must respect people to be blind when they don't want to fold
for a
it.
semi-final, it's an awesome lineup. Quite often you get a lot of unknown quantities in these events, but I don't think there's anybody in this lineup you can actually discount. Everybody has a chance of going through.
Pass. Pass. Pass.
You wouldn't expect Marty Smith to come out firing, Jack-9 suited.
I think Marty might be deciding that he's going to try and get some chips early, firing away. In these formats, you've got to really drop your hand values. Things like Queen, King, Ace, Jack, Jack-9 suited are a much better hand than in like a long multi-day, multi-table.
Closed by George, isn't it?
You seem to be of the mind, I think, that with this tough a lineup, guys might want to just try and get ahead early and be able to put pressure on, because they know there's not going to be any easy chips later on. And maybe that's what Marty and Ryan are thinking here. Sort of something for both of them. Top pair for Ryan and lead out. You like it?
8,000.
Yeah, I think you've got to lead out in these events. I can't see Marty calling. He may do. There is a backdoor draw there, but he's going to put Ryan on something here, and I think he's probably likely to throw this away.
Marty could obviously put Ryan on a 10. He could also put him on kind of one of them low pocket pairs and think he's got a bunch of overs.
24,000.
Of course, and I can't read it any wronger than that, can I? Marty straight in there with a re-raise. This is going to be a tough call.
That's aggressive stuff from Marty Smith, and I mean, if you had to pick a player that was going to raise with nothing and then raise on the flop with nothing, you just wouldn't have picked Marty Smith the first hand, would you?
I think Marty realised everybody thinks he's a very, very tight player and he's going to be able to get away with a lot.
Beautiful stuff. The big finish in the Poker Million for Marty Smith, the Irish Open Championship. Maybe he's feeling like he can make a go. I mean, if you split this table up into two camps, those who have been in this situation before and those who haven't, you know, Flood, Marty Smith, Simon, Zack, Goodwin, they've all been in these high-pressure kind of semifinal situations on TV before. And for Greekfish, Fronda, and Rumit, they really want a result here. Fronda. And this is kind of an important pot for him, isn't it?
Yeah, Ryan needs to get a pot in there, settle down. Liam won't be too worried. He's relaxed. He's been here plenty of times before.
Well, decision time for Rumit.
There could be a few fireworks here. I expect Rumit to probably re-raise this.
Cool.
Of course, I get it wrong again.
What would you have done there? Would you put pressure on
in this situation? Yeah, I think I'd probably want to re-raise it. Oh my lord! Now, is Simon going to get jiggy and flat call, or is he going to actually re-raise? I think Ryan might actually come back over the top because with Simon's reputation, you know he's capable of making a squeeze there with almost any two cards.
He raised the last pot. He's made this look like a squeeze play, and for Fronda, how many options does he have?
Well, I think he can either, he's got three. He can flat call, he can come over the top, or he can throw them away. I doubt he's going to throw them away. I just hope he flat calls and we get to see a flop. I know if this was one of the heats as opposed to the semi, there's a great chance he would probably push all in. But because there's more at stake in the semi, and again, you only need to finish in the top three.
Raise.
Cautious play often pays off.
And that re-raise has something to do with Rumit being behind him as well, or?
Yeah, he needs to squeeze Rumit out. I think he's decided he's going to commit with his hand. He's just unfortunate to run into a monster. There's only really 4 hands out there beating him, and unluckily, he's walked into one of them.
Is Fronda done?
I think so. I think he's put that many of his chips in. I think he may flat call and trap him, but you know he may just throw it all in. I don't see Ryan throwing this away.
Little Hollywood here from Zack, but 53 Fronda's made. It's only going to leave him about 30,000 back, and at that stage, Zack could show him the aces, and he'd nearly still have to call. Nearly.
34, I think 33.
33.
Yeah,
Actually, I think he could show him the aces if he'd have to call.
I think this little act by Simon's going to work as well. I think it's going to get him. It's going to get him the call he wants, and Ryan's not going to be very happy. It looks like another bad day for Ryan.
I mean, could he fold here? There's 148,000 out there.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan was to fold, because I know he is quite a tight player, and he's very cautious. But in this format, I don't think so. I know if it was me personally, the rest of my chips are going in there, and I'm going to be hoping for a 10, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need one.
I put too much in there. Let's go.
Well, there's 2 10s in the deck, and for Ryan Fronda, he'll have to catch one, or perhaps some diamonds. What a spot for Simon Zack.
It's a major coup, isn't it? Early doors, and the thing is, if he gets these chips, if his hand holds up, it's going to be pinned to the rest of the table too. I certainly don't want to be sat to his right.
Oh, dear.
And that flop all rags.
I'm pretty sure the chips would have been going in after the flop there anyway. Ryan, not that he'll feel any better, but they were always going to go in.
Oh my no! Wow!
Well, would you believe it?
Aces.
I think I've got a bit of change.
No, you've got more. You're not out.
Yeah, I think Simon's still in there, but he's going to be down to the felt.
For Ryan Fronda, you know, here's a guy who he has had kind of a lot of bad luck on TV and this sort of thing, but he just seemed to be a different man in this tournament. He's been in a little bit of form from Ireland, and you can see hitting the card. Well, he came through the first semifinal in flying colors, and now, Neil, when you watched this second semifinal, you had the luxurious vantage point of just waiting to see who you'd be facing. This hand, 4 hands in, Was it a cold deck?
I'm afraid it wasn't really, Jesse. Ryan Fronda's a very good friend of mine, and I spent a lot of time talking to him about TV poker in the last year or so. He's played at quite a few TV tournaments now. Every time he goes on TV, somebody says he's very boring, he's very conservative, he's a very cautious player. He's sick of listening to that. He's told me, in this tournament, if anyone shows me any aggression, I'm just going to show them aggression straight back. Unfortunately, I think he got a bit carried away in this hand.
The blood boiled, the adrenaline rushed, he got it in. What should or could he have done different?
Well, the one thing about this format is you don't really get too many chances to see a lot of flops and play poker through the flop. It's a game about aggression and pre-flop aggression. The one time you get to try and see flops, maybe try and flop a set, is in the first level. For me, if I've got a pair of 10s, I'm going to limp in with them, see if I can get to the flop. If someone raises me with aces, it's perfect. I can maybe hit a 10 and crack their aces and win a big pot. But I'm not committing a lot of money where I may just be a small favourite over ace king or an enormous underdog as he was here to aces.
Some people call 10s a big pair, but you call it just 10s?
Just 10s, Jesse.
I know you got me beat.
Welcome back to the
Apparently
partypoker.net World Open
Didn't look
4.
like he had ace king.
The action is high. The lights are hot.
You're next.
Flood has barely moved to chip.
I knew you had me.
I'm just going to have a bit of chatting.
He is having so much fun. If they told him that instead of being guaranteed 8,000, it would cost him 8,000 more to sit here, he would have paid it in a second.
Tilt you up now. You've got chips. Don't stand
Raised to 6,000 total. Pass. All in. Pass.
Okay, here goes Simon. Yeah, he's picked up a hand. Thankfully, he's got 2 live cards. I don't want to see him go out early. I'd love to see him hang around. He's good fun and he's great entertainment when he gets some chips.
You've got no cards. What are you asking for?
Wait for him to play.
Still put chips.
All right.
Good luck, Simon.
Being friends with everyone, it's difficult to actually pick anybody out that I'd like to see win this. So I'd just like to see some good poker and everybody go home with their heads held high.
Cool.
You must have something.
Zack all in.
I've got a 45, 65.
Yeah.
And
Cards a lot.
45 and 65, he says. That would make 112. But it doesn't really.
I think that would explain some of the calls he makes, doesn't it?
He likes an over-round book.
I meant for yeah.
And another rigged flop.
35k is actually a.
All Simon needs to do now is actually get this hand to hold in. Oh, typical.
You are one Bach, man. Scally, what are you doing?
He's going to be whinging about me in the car all the
could
way
you
back
even
to
think
all the way
that?
back. Sorry, Simon.
You got the aces cracked and then flubbed and nut straight. Got that done. Perhaps he'll think it was the shirt. That's how nice he is. He's still got a big smile on his face.
All the
Yeah,
best.
he's
Good
done
luck,
nothing wrong, nothing to be ashamed of. It's just a bit of a shame he's gone out early.
Zack's last hand. Nearly as hard as the aces to take. Flop the nut straight. Rumit turns the jack full house. Lines up to 2,000 and 4,000 now.
Flood has made his first mistake, Jesse.
Is Greekfish, is he worried about his stack yet? It's okay.
He shouldn't need to worry just yet, but bear in mind, you're going to be raising the pots now round about between 10 and 14,000. And that's quite a chunk of your chips. If somebody comes back over the top of you, you're going to be having a decision.
Pass.
But I assure you now, very few people will be re-raising with absolute rubbish at this stage of the game.
$11 total.
Raised to 11,000 total.
This decision time for Marty Smith. It's small blind, big blind, and this is a trap for him.
It could be a trap. Marty may just try and peel off a flop here and hope to catch a 6. However, with Marty, he can get away. He can actually get away with a re-raise. Everybody knows he has a tight image. He's only played one hand since he sat down. Nobody saw what that was. Everybody may be thinking he had a big pair, and he's got another big pair here.
I mean, these guys will be kind of even, right? Because Rumit won't think Marty has an underpair, and Marty won't think Rumit has an overpair.
Of course, yep. But I think Marty will also know that Rumit can put a better hand down.
All in.
Pass.
Pass.
Wow. Wow. And was it? I mean, was the factor there that Rumit had more chips to Marty? He didn't have that many more.
Well, Marty was never going to commit with all those, with the pair of sixes, and I'm pretty sure of that. It was a great play by Rumit there, being able to read that he was probably ahead or that Marty was going to throw his hand away.
These satellite sort of events where it's like a super and half the table goes through now. I mean, being a chip leader is just, God, it's a massive advantage, isn't it?
Having the chips is a huge advantage. Unfortunately, we've seen before that people just don't use this advantage when they have it.
Rumit's the Cube. It's his nickname.
Pass.
Doesn't look like he can see out of those glasses. Looks like he's looking out the bottom of them.
14,000.
Okay, Mark's getting his usual rush of cards now.
Right.
Uh-oh.
These are all going to go in
Well, this is just cold stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I can really see Mark pushing here. Greeky's not going to go away.
I mean, there's other positions at the table maybe that they wouldn't get them all in pre-flop, but button small blind.
Yeah, there's Mark's got the reputation of being able to push. He also knows that Greekfish knows he has that reputation and can make the re-raise with lesser hands, maybe ace jack, ace queen. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mark go all in here. However, it's the semi-final format. You make, three of you go through. You don't have to win your heat. Definitely in the early rounds, all these chips would be in on the pre-flop here.
Mark's having to think about it. Clearly, there's
So what you have to do, Mark.
an option to call here, but Greekfish has made a larger size raise, 30,000 more. So it's a large kind of raise.
Mark knows that.
I didn't get where I am today by not being able to pass.
Oh my God.
Pass.
That's strong.
I can only think that that's the semi-final format.
I won't get anywhere where I am. Keep passing that.
That was sublime.
I'm not trying to step up one place up the money ladder. I'm trying to win. And to win, to give my best self the chance. It's like playing a bubble, isn't it? Hopefully, others are trying to just get through. And then you can press home your advantage then.
Blinds hitting 3 and 6,000, 6 handed.
I'm seriously, I'm
the
so
big
Joe
question
Rush
right
now.
now is, in their own minds, do Marty Smith and Greekfish, do they have more than one move? Can they put chips in a pot and fold the rest?
This is certainly going to be the last level
Keeping
they
me
can do
right
that.
out of trouble.
They can't let the blinds go through them too much.
Raise.
First time Ryan's moved any chips this level.
Yeah, we did mention before that he may try and sit behind that stack. I think he's been so quiet, he might struggle to get action.
Rumit's having a look at Marty, now having a look at Ryan, and this is the second time he's gone pair.
It won't. I don't think it'll escape Rumit's attention that he hasn't raised early, but you just never know in these situations. He may decide to re-raise. Personally, I think I would just peel one off here, hoping to catch an 8 on the flop.
Re-raise.
And
Thanks, Mike.
this raise by Rumit, I mean, Ryan's not going to be in love with his hand for the re-raise.
Of course not, but I think he's going to push them all in. He's not going to want the sweating of... I think you might see all these go in there, and then there's going to be a big decision on Rumit. But I've been wrong before.
Well, Ryan's only stuck 18 in. Obviously, the 10s will have... they'll have sent him back to the Stone Age, fear-wise.
Of course, I think he was kind of hoping that one of the short stack of Marty may have pushed in, and then it's an instant call. Rumit's a different kettle of fish, Rumit has, very similar chips to him.
Wow, he's gone all in. That's really aggressive stuff. Really aggressive stuff.
It's a good move. I think he doesn't want to see an ace or a king or anything bigger than that on the board. Rumit, he's not going to be calling this. He will be throwing these away. He's aware that he only has to finish in the top 3 and he's still got good chips left. It's a great move. To be fair, if I was Rumit, I think I would have, judging on the chip stacks we both had, I think I would have just peeled off a flop there and hoped to catch an 8.
And there is no way Rumit can call here.
He's just going to make him sweat. He's just going to make him sweat here.
It's only 2 8s.
But, it'd be... He's not in the habit of making these sort of calls, Rumit, and I'm pretty sure...
Are you horny with ace
these
king?
are going in the bin.
Is that what it is?
Obviously, it could be ace king. But
he doesn't believe for a minute he's got anything there. He's just giving it a bit of Hollywood.
You spread the pot.
I am winning. I know you probably don't believe me, but that's probably what you're thinking, but I am winning. The fact that you haven't pushed straight away. So I know I'm winning, but it's up to you. You want to take a shot at it.
Okay, I don't like that though. I mean, Ryan
I hit, but
has deduced correctly that he's ahead, and he's now talking
I'm
about
not.
calling.
That's the difference.
Everyone gets lucky.
Golden Ryan, Golden Ryan.
He's told him what he has. I think he thinks Rumit has ace king.
I think he does. Maybe he does. I don't think. I don't know.
I'm
He
going to show
knows he's
some
ahead.
discipline, I think.
And you
I'm
try
gonna
to
listen
talk
to
him
the
out.
Fold pair of eights.
Don't be so
Exactly.
soft.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Oh, you've dominated.
Oh no, he's shown him.
Yeah, it's not like you never told him what you had anyway, but I mean, yeah.
Like we said before, you shouldn't really show your cards unless you're going to get something out of it. And I'm not convinced that that's going to give Ryan anything else in the future.
He's given him the pot, not to show another cards, but to make him raise, and it's made him sturdy chip leader.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to take advantage of that now and start raising with rubbish, then he'll get the benefit. If he's just saying that to say, look, I'm only putting my chips in when I've got cards, if people believe him with that, he's not going to accumulate the chips he's going to need for the final.
Mandy, I'm going to play this blind, I think.
Pass.
Okay, I'll pass.
Pass.
That has more
really
than
not
made
looking for a
Fronda
plan,
a strong chip leader, knocked Somaiya back into the pack. I mean,
How many chips you got,
I'm guessing that Flood and
Raise.
Goodwin are kind of happy about that pot development because he's moved them up the ladder.
Of course, yeah, but
Yeah, of course, yeah.
the other thing is as well is
Had to win it.
it'll slow Rumit down.
18,000
You know,
total.
Yeah,
had
fair play, yeah.
had Ryan not have shown those cards, Rumit would have been
win it.
pondering over
You
that
wanna push
for
with
the
eights,
rest
no
of
one's
the
gonna
tour-
criticize.
the rest of the heat. Or the rest of the now he, you know,
That's 'cause you're
he's
walking
much
on water,
chirpier now.
Ryan,
He's a lot
that's
more
You might have got a
relaxed.
call if you just said
And,
nothing.
he
you
may
know,
cause you more
like,
trouble.
It's not room. I know Rumit.
Decision time for Marty. He knows Flood is capable of being in trouble
I
here.
believe it, I believe
Yeah,
it.
it's a
but,
late raise.
It certainly took a long time to
I really
think
hope
about
Marty
it, and
puts
you
them
never helped.
all in here. If it's a heat, I'm
That's
pretty
what it
sure he
was.
would do.
But even
Does
if
he
you have
have
got
enough
anything,
to
it's
get
still-
Flood off a rag ace?
Probably not.
I don't think
No, you're
Liam's
too
going to
good for
fold
that.
this, I must admit. And I
that
don't
dig at
think
me?
Marty thinks he's going to get him to fold it either. He just, whether he's ahead or whether he fancies a
I
race.
didn't mean it like that at all.
Looks like he half is thinking about a stop and go. Maybe he's. Obviously in great shape if he does
Moment,
push.
41 more.
He didn't know that, but he's
Yeah,
made the
that's
right,
fine. He's
good,
made the right
aggressive move.
Taxi for somebody.
And it's not as easy as it looks there, is it, to make
No,
that
not
move?
at all. Not at all. He's got to, but he's got to put Liam on a range of hands he can raise with, and let's be honest, he's beating most of them. It's whether Liam does call now. He may decide to call. The fact that they're suited often entices players to overrate the hands.
Were Liam to fold, he stuck 18 in. He'll still have, about average.
Yeah, I think Liam's still going to be. I think he's still going to have over 100,000, so he's not going to be in any danger.
He'll be in trouble if he calls and loses. Not huge trouble, but he'll be, I think, one of the two short stacks.
Let's be honest, we've all seen Liam with a short stack before. It doesn't really worry him too much. He can play a short stack.
Doesn't feel like an easy decision either way.
I think he's going to throw it away.
Just give Marty the benefit of the doubt.
I think the fact that it is Marty who's re-raised makes the decision a bit harder. I think if it was maybe Marc in that situation, he was short stack making the push. He would probably call.
Nine's
And I
half
think
time.
he's giving Marty a lot more respect. He knows Marty, he knows he's the type player.
Very close.
And there's every chance he's dominated, as he was.
Keep passing these big monsters.
Well, welcome back to the partypoker.net World Open 4.
Pass.
Raising my blind every lap now, aren't you?
It's only been 6
Marty's
times.
finally starting to wake up with some cards.
Raise
Things I
18,000
don't
total.
notice.
Pass.
See, yeah, but this is
You're
why
gonna
he's
get
such a
you're
good
gonna get
player. It's not that you
great
don't
bit of
notice,
action
you
there.
can't do nothing about it.
Pass.
Yeah, but I might have called you, right?
Pass.
Unfortunately
Might
for
call
him,
me.
it doesn't look
Why?
like he's going to
You've been
find
going
anybody
with
to
that.
give him any action.
I know, you would have thought about it for a week.
Unless
and then
Liam
passed
finds
me, and
something.
You would have raised, and then I would have called you.
So Liam's
On
going
the
to peel a
nicer
flop off with him.
range, it looks like Liam wants a flop, yeah.
Cool.
I have to push.
And if this comes
I've
10
got
high, there is no
70,000.
doubt
What, I've
all
got
these
ace
chips will
king.
be in
What
the
am I meant to do? I might as well slip my own throat if I'm not. If you're coming here to try and win something, how can you fold
pretty
in
hand.
this situation?
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
No,
there
in
you
this
go.
situation, I
Because
didn't
I
need
passed
to be
ace
in
king,
this
right?
spot.
Everyone's
Oh,
over.
No, no, no.
I think Liam may
70,000
actually bet out of
short
this.
stake,
It's a
that's
case
why
of
I
whether
had
Marty
All in.
will recognise that his jacks are ahead. I'm not sure he will.
When you're ahead.
Marty
No,
is
it's instant
called
call.
quicker than Liam said all in.
No, I've only 10.
And this will
was-
really,
What
really
a brilliant
Marty
call by
right
Marty
back in it.
Smith. He was onto that. Like,
Wasn't even a hesitation, was there? I think he recognised that Liam may be on a stop and
Not
go.
much, no.
And it's how quick things can change at this game.
he covered him
Justice would be
completely,
like-
Smith. Blanketed
Strike one on
Flood
strike
with the
five.
call.
No jack.
Liam now down to the 10 or the jack.
I think it's
want
yeah,
to
the 10 and the
settle.
I'm on
jack.
a 9.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 or jack. We're looking.
Hold on.
And that's it. This escalates Marty right into the game now.
That is going to leave Liam Flood very short stacked. What a huge double up for Marty Smith. What a great call. What a quick call.
Only a few minutes ago we were talking about whether actually Marty could hang in there, and now all of a sudden, bang, chip leader. Now if he keeps the momentum going,
It's our taxi,
and
Marty.
takes the emphasis away before Marc does.
And bit of a brain blitz from Liam Flood there. I mean, I guess he'll wish he hadn't called before the flop, but then he just, I don't know, he just took an opinion there. about all these reasons.
I think he was of the opinion that Ace King certainly can't fold, and any pair less than Queens can't fold. Unfortunately, Marty didn't see it the same way.
Look at that. Blinds up to 5 and 10,000. Who likes it the most? Who hates it the most?
Well, Ryan and Marty, I mean, Marty's going to be loving it at the moment.
Maybe he just said I can't keep folding.
Well, Flood doesn't need much.
19.
No, I doubt he's going to find anything better in his big blind, so he might as well get him in. He also has the added benefit of the equity of the small blinds as well. So if you're pushing before you hit the blinds, you get an extra 10,000 in there, or an extra 5,000 in there rather.
Oh, for crying out loud. Put 'em on
Which
the
at
side,
this
I'm up.
stage is a lot.
Plus
Show you my range.
How much is it?
9,000.
Well, 2 live cards,
Good
can't
luck.
ask for more
Good
than
luck.
that.
Liam, I call with most hands there. I've got 7-2 off.
And how many times have we seen Liam get out of these situations?
No, but look, you know.
Yeah, he's gonna need a little bit of help in the middle here.
7
The
deuce.
gentleman Liam Flood. It was all going so swimmingly for him.
I've got 7-2.
He's not out of it
He's
yet.
got an
If
extra
he was any
10
younger, he would be called the comeback kid. Instead, he's just a comeback bloke. Don't be surprised if a 10 finds its way on here.
Well, it's what he needs, isn't
Taxi.
it?
Flood, not Mr. Flood.
Jack,
Them
no
tends to be
good.
lucky for you,
Nine's
right,
no
today.
good.
Only a
Taxi.
10's going to help.
Flood.
Taxi.
And that one
Indian
exactly.
sign.
10.
11.
Oh, yeah, 11.
Mr. Flood.
Well done.
Unlucky,
Well
Liam.
played.
Well played.
Good luck.
Yeah, you always know he's been here, the gentleman
Good luck, mate.
Liam Flood, and my, how well his suit fits.
My God. I've drawn my line in the sand, I'm afraid, guys.
Little bit of a gap between the top 3 and the bottom 2 right now. And
I drew the lines.
Well, that's
Those are the
I'm
dynamics.
not going to blind away. I refuse to blind
I
away.
haven't
I'll
got any
go now
sand.
then.
You just drew the line. Thought, right, got it.
Plus
Have you seen that
I'm all in.
all in.
Jackass?
Yes.
When he's
Yeah,
doing
this is
that
Andy's
guy,
opening
the
up now. He's found
cat,
hands.
pretending he's giving his son
he's
alcohol.
back to the wall stuff, isn't he?
Yeah,
And the guy comes after him and he says,
He's got some momentum. It's amazing how
he steps over and he went,
how,
"Ooh, he crossed the line."
much more confident you do when you manage to get one of those through.
Marty Smith can't really call here.
Fair chance you could
No, I think he may have called somebody from the... I don't think
If it's a free with the ace,
Marty
he might
doesn't
not.
make these calls anyway. Even if it was a blooded move, I don't think Marty would make this call.
Or two.
And, no, Andy's got a tight reputation.
Plus.
You know, and
Wow.
he's finally using it
Go on,
to
show
his
us the full.
own
Don't have
advantage.
to, I'm going to keep them moving all in now, so you're going to have to call and find out. My teacher, Marc Goodwin, told me that if you're in down, you should just move all in.
Is that right?
He said, don't worry if it's out of position or in position, just move all in. Okay, no problem.
And Ryan added, without looking.
It's better when you don't look.
You ready for it?
More exciting.
You ready
you
for
have
it?
to turn
I'm
it
ready
when
for
you
it.
get
Right,
called,
okay.
Plus.
Big hand.
Plus.
No. Well, I'm sorry, but he's just getting way too tight here, way too tight. He's definitely got his eye on the final. He wants to get through, and he doesn't want to. He's too scared of getting a bad beat there. And Rumit again, he should have really been raising that. Put some pressure on with the ace-3.
Raise.
Raise.
30 total.
Raise 32,000 total.
So 30 total.
30 total, sorry. 30 total, we raise all in.
And look, you know, the two hands that have actually made the decisions are far worse than Ryan's ace-10 there.
Really surprising stuff for Fronda with that ace-10, but, you know, it could work out, but he's definitely got his eye on the finish line. And
He's got his eye on the finishing line, and these blinds can get you in trouble before you know it. You know, it's a very dangerous game to play. You're not guaranteed to the final.
Decision time for Marty Smith, and he made the size raise. I believe he made it 30,000. It's
I think I pass.
left him with about 90,000 or nearly 100 if he folds. So he can fold.
This will cripple Marty if he calls and loses. There's no two ways about it.
Or if Marty called and loses, he would actually been out of the tournament.
So before the call, I had a quick look.
It's all very serious.
And Ryan just doesn't want to get involved here. Doesn't want to get involved.
I'm all in.
All in.
And Rumit pushing, and Marty Smith, this is horrible stuff for Rumit Somaiya.
Come on, baby, one time, give me them now.
And Andy's not got rubbish either. Oh, Ryan definitely dodged a bullet there. There's no two ways about it.
You've called Marty.
No, well, we're all in.
And if Andy calls, it could be all over.
I mean,
I have to have a think about this.
Andy sat there thinking if he wins this, he triples up. And he's going to the final with a great stack, whatever happens.
Find out in a minute.
I mean, he knows that Marty's got to have something real. I mean, he knows that Marty has to have something pretty big, doesn't he?
Treble up.
Of course, yeah, but I think there's the extra equity in here.
Got chip
You know, if he sat there and he does catch, I mean, he's going through to the final with a lot of chips. Personally, I'm probably likely to throw this away.
Life cards, I know.
I can understand why he's actually having a think.
Pass.
We know that Rumit's likely to be
poor Rumit is in trouble.
Yeah, but I'm not putting anyone on the
he's running like a lion here, but
that's what I'm saying.
we've already seen a few of the hearts gone away.
I could treble up.
He's really got to be hitting two pairs or trips here.
Did you? I had ace 8 of hearts. So there's a case ace left then, basically. Yeah, there's 3 aces out, there's a case ace left. I would have been in bad shape.
That's
and it's not over yet.
Unless the 7 comes.
An 8 could help. Marty will be praying for a jack.
Just hasn't changed anything, just the 8.
Only the 8 will help.
Good game.
Well, good guy Rumit Somaiya, and he's got his heart on his shield there, Scally.
He's made a move there. He was unlucky to. He's hoping if he does get called, he's got 2 live cards. Unfortunately, he just found Marty there with a big hand. Now we have Marty and Marc on 2 big stacks.
4 away. It's all about when Greekfish gets his chips in. Ryan Fronda's strategy looking to pay off here. Back in the action where the cards are coming out of the chute and sweat's coming down the brow.
Just got to do it.
Well, Andy's short stacks, and he seems to be the happiest person at the table.
Well, he knows he's giving this a good lashing.
Right,
there we go again.
Trigger happy there. I'm a bit worried. I'm all in.
Now, what would Ryan do with ace 10 here? Or even a pair of sixes?
I don't think he's going to call.
He can't call with a pair of sixes.
Have a count, please.
You can. Could you pass the note? Thank you.
You know, he's got to know he's 50-50 at best.
And obviously, if he plays this pot, I mean, in a race, kind of gives an advantage to the other 2 players who aren't in the pot, doesn't it?
Of course, and the worst case scenario for Ryan with the way he's been playing is doubling up Greeky. You know, he's going to put himself in probably less chips now than Andy will have.
So, Scally, you think there are a lot of opportunities for Ryan to be opening pots, but this is a a very clear fold for you?
Yeah, this is a very clear fold. I don't want to put myself back under pressure. You know, I'd rather be betting than calling. Just remember Porrick's little advice. Mark down on one side of a piece of paper the amount of pots you win by calling and the amount of pots you win by betting.
When Ryan Fronda finishes this count, he'll realize it's just about exactly half his stack.
I can't with two. It's very disrespectful.
Which would mean that if he was a double Greekfish up,
I know, but
he would have half a stack, and if he was to win the pot, he would be second chip leader in the final table. So there are big implications. One of the implications might be that Ryan just wants this to end.
We've still not seen Marty's hand yet.
Yeah, he's in the big blind, you're right.
There's still one person to act behind. You know, it could be even worse.
I mean, it's part of what going through Ryan's mind is what's... Oh my gosh.
Cool.
Now somebody can't even make a raise with ace-10.
I guess he's hoping that Greekfish could have an undercard, isn't he?
Yeah, it's very possible, but you know, you're still not. It's not going to be a miracle if your sixes don't hold. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Greekfish won't be too upset about this. Obviously, would have liked the blinds, but 195,000 and a good look at the final, and these two.
You know, Andy's rightfully over the moon. If he doubles up here, he's not just going to be.
I've lost to a stud,
he's not just going to be. He's going to be one of the chip leaders. Everybody's going to be having a good stack.
Good luck, boys.
Sixes are leading right now.
I feel like I could win a race or a change. Slowly though, please. They're just nice. A bit of excitement. Ace 9 6 would be interesting.
There's the ace.
Right in the window, and this is the quietest Greekfish has been all night. I'll bet his heart is going pitter-patter, though. There's one more card to dodge for him. He's just thinking no 6. He's on it. He's doubled up.
And there we go, and we've got three new leaders, and the guy who's had all the chips all the way through, who's been overcautious, is now suddenly under a lot of pressure. You're never comfortable enough in these situations to sit out. It just doesn't work. It's unfortunate. You know, Ryan's a much better player than this.
You worked that out.
I am surprised to have seen him play so tight and then make a call with a hand that he has to know he's no better than a 50-50.
All alone on the end right now, Ryan Fronda, and it must feel a little lonely out there, but he knows what he has to do, and he'll know that they're all looking at him.
But it's a lot easier to start pushing now when you haven't got chips. You know, hopefully it doesn't hit him too hard. It'll be interesting to see how these...
Jeez. Marty Smith.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Now, Mark can't really make this call, but if he does, Marty's really, really going to regret that move. It's just so out of character. So out of character.
That's like 15 big blinds.
How can he make that move when he can see that Ryan's... You know, Ryan's got to be devastated with losing all those chips. And he knows he's going to be in pressure. He can't afford to lose many chips, and he's going to even...
And I mean...
He's risking his tournament before Ryan even loses
Mark
a big
is
line.
capable of folding this. I just wonder, Scally, I mean, Marty thought, I don't want to make a raise and have him come over the top.
I really don't see Mark making this call. I really don't think Mark could make this call.
I'll get up to Channing, Dizzy Heights, if he'll make this call.
Marty will get a bit of respect because he knows Marty's a good player. And I think Mark will probably sit there and think, I'm 50-50. I'll let this one go. I'm in the final. Why do I need to get involved? If Mark was to make the call and he was to lose, I know he'd regret it. Could be.
Wow, Marty Smith!
You're ahead, although it was life.
It was a big move, big move.
It's easy to see who the Irishman at the table is.
Well, when he sees that on telly, he'll take a big deep breath.
This has felt like one of those cage matches, hasn't it? You know, 7 go in, and the only way someone goes out if somebody else grabs them by the neck and throws them.
Look, nobody's really thrown the chips away in this event.
Right.
I think everybody's played quite well. You know, they all deserve to go through. I think
Minimum 30.
Ryan, we've probably been a bit overcritical about how tight he is, but we know he's a good player.
Raised to 30,000 total.
Ryan's
I'm
gotta make a
sure we can't
decision
throw
here.
this one away.
Just thinking that
can't throw this away. Can't throw this away.
He has to start thinking about, if he does throw it away, how and where he's going to get his chips.
Look, if he throws this away, he can't really honestly expect to pick up something better in the next few hands. These blinds will be coming back around again very quickly.
Is it just a question that he rates Greekfish's range right now as very tight and thinks the raise looks smelly? I mean,
You can't rate anybody's raises at this stage of the tournament tight. Everybody's aware of how to play these events. They know you've got to get your chips in. And he can't be picking up hands every single time, and we all know that.
he's got to get it in. And well, he may be thinking, you know, I don't have enough to make Greekfish fold.
I think he was thinking that, but I would be thinking that I'm ahead. You know, he can't. I think he was almost hoping that Marty would call him and take him out, and you know that's just not going to happen. Marty doesn't need to get involved in that situation. Not when Ryan's got so few chips.
I would like to say the same.
He may be forced to commit with a hand he doesn't want to soon.
That's a nice ace.
I had a nice hand, but if I can fold them, I probably would.
Wow. And
did we just see Andy's nose grow a few inches there? There's no way he'd have thrown that down for the extra few thousand.
Pass. Pass.
Ryan Fronda thinking his best move right now is to see if Marty Smith.
Now what's he going to do this time?
He's going to go all in.
He's done it again.
He's going to go all in. I mean, it's just not even
Oh,
a
it's a
question.
much easier fold for Marc, unfortunately.
Pass.
Now I bet Marc shows the ace-9 this time. He's going to show it. Of course.
I want to have to make a decision.
Sorry, man.
Was it my pair of twos?
Position whereby there's a good chance you might hang yourself. Yeah. I've got you moving all in. 15,000 for 200. Something. Yeah.
There is a top. There is a top. I'm going to go.
Did he show toes?
No, but I just said.
The Irish Open, he went all in with toes. Or was it
I've just got into a position where the only way I can take my 15,000 is moving all in.
Well,
I mean, Ryan's going to be back in the big blinds here before he knows it now.
Yeah, Marty is just saying right now that he doesn't want his stack to go.
Oh
my gosh!
Lord, Ryan
and
could get through
Greekfish
anyway.
called quickly, and this could come perfect for Fronda.
It could all work out. We could be all wrong.
Did anyone fold an ice?
7 and 2.
How many chips you got, Mark?
Well, Greekfish and Marty Smith are almost level.
Probably a few blues left.
This is for the chip lead at the final
This
table.
isn't just the chip lead.
This
I
could be
think
a
whoever
$250,000 pot.
Whoever loses this pot is most
If I
likely
don't,
out.
then obviously you three are
This
happy,
is
and
a
I'm
huge
drive and peed off and kick the cat. And
Greekfish called that.
come on, man, you girls, sort it
It's
out.
gutsy. That was gutsy.
It's massive. It's massive. He must have been aware how many Ryan had. You know, great call. He's sat there thinking, well, I want to win this event. He's not just trying to drift into the final with a few chips. He's trying to win it.
They're playing for everything.
Oops.
Give me a friend. That one.
They're playing
You
for
need to win these races
everything.
now.
Yeah, whatever happens, we haven't done anything stupid.
Come on,
Everything's
baby.
not good.
Not over yet. There's still 6 out there. King of Hearts.
And who's going to be more nervous now? The person with the hand?
All right, King of Diamonds then. King of Clubs.
He knows he's through with a great chance of winning this.
I'm not fussy.
All but 2 cards, and it's through.
You better check.
I don't think I can fold this. Just the luck factor of it now.
Wow.
Oh.
And a Greekfish. I mean, you got to give this man credit. He saw
I wanna
his shot
win the
to have
tournament.
all
I don't
the
wanna
chips
sit there
for the
and
final and more. And
He's took it. He's took it. It's a great, you know, very brave call. You know, he knows he's through to the final anyway.
Okay.
Look, you know, the guy's decided he wants to win it, and he's just unlucky.
I know I massive chip lead.
Big praise to him, the guy. Big praise. Marty could easily have had ace jack, ace queen.
I want to win it, as I said, Marty.
I'm going to do that with you.
Well, you might have with ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, ace 9, ace 7. You're going to do that with a lot of hands. Even a pocket pair, I've got to take the race as long as it ain't ace of kings.
Yeah.
Bittersweet, irony perhaps. I mean, Dixie Dean, for instance, will be patting himself on the back and saying, Greekfish, you shouldn't have called.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Hats off to Marty, first of all. A lot of people might say, well, what the hell is he doing? He's got all those chips. He pushed the whole lot in just to try and win, you know, the blinds, basically. He has to do that. If he makes a small raise, Greekfish is going to come back over the top of him. He's going to have the difficult decision. He took the decision out of his hands. He put the decision right on Andy. It's very hard for Andy to call with a whole load of hands. Ace-King suited, not one of them though. That is one where he has to call. He made the right call, it's a brave call. And yeah, you know, they flip a coin to decide who makes the final with a big chip lead.
Well, it is brave. You talk often about the two camps people are in, and Greekfish really hard on his shield there saying, I wanted to go to the final with chips.
Absolutely, and yeah, hats off to him. You have to say, what were the hands he was going to pass here? He's probably going to call with ace-queen, he's going to call with a pair of tens, jacks, queens, kings or aces. He's probably going to pass most other hands, so it shows the brilliance of Marty's move in that he can maybe get him to pass, say, a pair of nines, which is a hand which pocket eights are a massive underdog to, or maybe a hand like ace-jack where it's 50-50. He can get him to pass a lot of hands that he wants to see him pass. But on the other hand, Greekfish knows that Marty can be doing this with a load of rubbish. He might be doing it with king-jack or something like that. Nobody made a mistake in this hand, the cards just dictated.
Listen, it's all right, you can have a party now.
A stunning end.
Yeah.
Whereas unfortunately Andy held on with his short stack, got the double up he wanted. And unfortunately was knocked out once he got the chips. Unfortunately the brave don't always win.
I just felt obligated to call, and if I won that, then obviously I feel strong about going on and winning the whole tournament. I lost my race, I feel sick, very upset, but this is poker and I've tried my best and that's all I could do.
Well, there was certainly no easy way through, but our final table now set. And Marty Smith, congratulations, chip leader. What was the first thing in your mind when Greekfish said call there?
Obviously, I wasn't looking for a call with the pair of hits, but the first thing that went through my mind is please have ace-king, please have ace-king.
It was breathless stuff there.
Yeah.
But I mean, 444,000, that's a good spot.
Yeah, I'm delighted. I mean, I'd have taken 100 chips in the final, you know, you still got a chance, so.
Ryan, congratulations. Short stack, but you're in there.
Yeah, I'm happy with a short stack really at this stage, you know, considering obviously I got off to a lucky start, but I'm happy with my short stack playing tournaments, so let's give it a good crack.
And Marc, you did a lot of work in the middle stages, it was looking like.
Yeah, I set it up for Marty, don't I? He only ever got one move. He kept going to go all in because I kept pushing him.
The winner will be figured out on the final table, not in the semis. 6 now, and we know the chip leaders will be Marty Smith and Neil Channing. So join us next time for the final table. This final table's gonna be something special. When Channing and his lot join Marty Smith and the others, there'll be hell to pay on the poker table.
My name's Dixie Dean, part-time model, part-time poker player.
Luke Skywalker, 31, and I have the power.
In terms of like winning a large sum of money, it's no big deal. I'm rich now anyway.
The check now is I think, slightly irrelevant. It's all about the title now.
Here at the partypoker.net World Open 4.